Hello everybody and welcome back to DIECAST DIY. My name is Joe. This is the Saturday morning Hot Wheels DIECAST Collector Show with Joe, episode number 8. Today I'm so excited. We're going to blow stuff up. We're going to set it on fire. We're going to smash stuff. I'm sorry, hold on just a second. No? Well then, I'm sorry. Actually, we're not going to do any of that stuff. Producer says no. Maybe next time. Anyhow, what we are going to do is we're going to look at some stuff that I picked up to add to the collection this week. Hey, I know that tariffs still have those peg hooks empty at the stores, but it doesn't mean that there's not still a ton of great diecast out there for you to find. And I'll show you what I picked up this week. Also, we will be covering supercars. These are my favorite supercars from my collection. A lot of them have been wheel swapped and they are looking fantastic. A lot of them are from my shorts videos. A few of them you may recognize if you're subscribed and you've checked out my shorts videos. Other ones are brand new, still in the package. We're going to cover them all in this episode, so hang tight. I'm going to put you on pause, bring you up front and close for the action so you can see what's going on. Alright, here we go. Now I apologize if it's a little dark. It looked like over here something was on fire when I had the light on over here. There was just a lot of like a smoky haze. And I was just joking about setting stuff on fire earlier, but good grief, it certainly looked like something was on fire. It was hard to see in the video what was going on, so hopefully you can see what's going on. It looks pretty good. Let's scan the table and see what we'll be covering today. We have here what I picked up new for my collection this week. We'll go through all that stuff. Got a lot of Johnny Lightnings there. Then we're going to get into supercars. And I usually try to do a lot more in the Saturday show, but I think there is quite a bit here to cover, and I think it will take up the usual amount of time that it takes to shoot the show. So we'll just go ahead and get right into it, and we will get started. How about let's start with what I found this week. Alright, let's go ahead and get started with the loose ones. In the quarter box of diecast at the local flea market, I picked up another C10 Chevy. This one is in the stainless steel variation with some decals on it, and I'm always happy to pick up another Chevy truck of any kind out of a quarter box. Yes sir, all day long. Next up, not one, but two greased gremlins. And they're a little beat up. They were also in the quarter box at the local flea market here. But if you have been collecting for a while, or if you're over 40 years old, you will probably recognize this car from your childhood. This is the AMC Gremlin Hot Wheels variation called the Greased Gremlin. It is a Black Walls collectible. From the late 70s and the early 80s these were produced. And I still pick them up no matter what condition they're in. Every time I see them. My hope is that one day I'll get a dozen or so of them, paint them all a different color each with some cool racing graphics, and make a dirt track Greased Gremlin diorama out of them. How cool would that be? Yep, some great early Hot Wheels collectibles there. Okay, now this one, have you ever heard of Yatming? Okay, Yatming, they're not as big as Hot Wheels, certainly not as big as Matchbox, but pretty popular for foreign manufactured El Cheapo cars. Known to not be great quality, but still, some of them are really not that bad. Of course, you can tell the wheels on this one, just like a lot of Yatming vehicles, are very low quality, and they're not always in the best of condition, even brand new outside the package. But this is a 240 SX, I believe. Let's see here. Doesn't even say. I believe it's a RX-7 or 240 SX. Very, very cool. Early Yatming die-cast body, plastic base. Early El Cheapo casting of the of a tuner car. and I like to grab them all when I see them, especially when they're a quarter. All right, here's another classic. It is the Ferrari 308 GTB. Decals are slightly worn off, again out of the quarter box, and a little well played with, but the windows are in good condition. They'll clean up just fine, and I plan on getting all the paint off of this, doing a wheel swap, making something very special out of this, and just a great classic from the 80s of the Ferrari 308 GTB. I have this one in a lot better condition, so I will go ahead and customize this beauty. Alright, here's another classic oldie. Now, I am a sucker for any cab-over vehicles. This is an old 1978 release Matchbox. This is when they were still part of Lesney Collectibles. This is actually a Lesney that's carrying the Matchbox name. You can tell by the wheels. This is during the Matchbox transition, and I plan on taking this old broken bed off of here and maybe possibly turning this into a car transporter. Lots of great things you can do with these. Pick them up when you see them. Alright, next up, a 2008 release of the Ford Bronco with Camp Aero Flint on the side of the door is what the decals say. What a cliche name for a camp. Great looking Bronco in some great oversized big old 38 Super Swamper Gumbo mutters on there. White with a beautiful camel top and interior, and pretty good casting quality is what I want to say about this one. Picked this one up for 50 cents. It's in really good condition, actually. And this is a lot better casting for most of the Broncos that I've seen. And I'll give you another example here. How terrible is that? I mean, it could get worse. So this is actually a pretty good casting of the Bronco there. Pretty realistic, and I like it. Next up, I never pass up a station wagon, especially when they are less than $1. I know this was less than $1. I think it was 50 cents. It's a little played with. It's one that I don't have in this decal and color variation of the Pontiac station wagon, and just love it. Gonna make a great addition to the station wagons. And last up for the loose cars that I picked up, it is that beautiful Cadillac. I call it a flower procession car. In the funerals in the old time days, you would have seen one of these at a funeral with a hearse, and all the flowers for the funeral would have been in the back, hauling them from the funeral home to the cemetery. And that's why I'm calling it a flower procession car. I picked this one up because it's in a beautiful gold color variation that I do not have. I have this in blue, I know for sure, and I think silver as well. Had to have the gold one. I found it pretty quick. Here's my blue one. They're calling it the Custom 53 Cadillac. Looking very, very cool in the pinstriping there. Look at the bullet points in that grill there on that Cadillac. Absolutely fantastic. Alright, now I have to warn you, if you collect your diecast in mint condition and you never open them up, and you like the cards in perfect, sharp condition, you're going to get a little squeamish when you see what I'm getting ready to show you. Because these next ones here that I picked up, there are 8 of them. They're all Johnny Lightnings. They're all fantastic cars. But I'm telling you, it looks like somebody literally tried to put these packages through a paper shredder and then gave up when they wouldn't fit. They're awful. But you know what the good news is? Because the cards were so bad, even though the cars inside are perfect, I got all 8 of these for $6. I'm not kidding you. 8 Johnny Lightnings for $6. Well, that's just perfect for an old boy like me that opens up his diecast. Car's in perfect condition. On the inside, just a little beat up. Who cares? Let's crack these open. Alright, since we can't burn anything, let's just tear these packages open. We got, first up, Johnny Lightning Frightening Lightnings. It is the Surf Hearst. And I am so excited because I do not have this one. Now, I do have some Frightening Lightnings. I have some Hearst and some of the other Munsters cars, but did not have this one. So glad to pick it up. Let's get it open and check out the fine details inside. Alright, check it out. Got a beautiful metallic purple paint job on the surf hearse. Got some great mural work on the side there in that picture. I don't know if you can see it there. Got the cool lanterns on the side and real rubber tires, as this is a Johnny Lightning premium vehicle. Very, very nice. Alright, another classic. It is the Monkeys station wagon. I've got this one already open with a slightly different graphic on it. It has the monkeys on the side. This one's kind of plain. This package is completely folded in half and roached out. So let's just get it open and take a closer look. Alright, from the Johnny Lightning Hollywood on Wheels series, it's that very GTO front-ended looking surf station wagon. How cool. In real life, George Barris took this car, which was a Pontiac GTO, cut the top off of it, and made a custom station wagon just for the Monkeys. How do you like that? Another great Johnny Lightning classic. You like 50 Mercury Woody wagons? Me too. Let's get this one open and check it out from the Woodies and Panels edition. There it is. How cool. Very nice hot pink paint job with the beautiful woodwork on the side there. Real rubber tires, as it is a Johnny Lightning Classic Premium. And from the Woodies and Panels edition. Alright, now we got 3 Volkswagen Beetles coming up. Man, big whammo in the corner of the package, but like I said, that's no problem. We're going to get these bad boys out of the package. Check out this classic Volkswagen Beetle. It's a 1966 version, according to Johnny Lightning. Let's check it out. Oh yeah, you cannot beat the details on a classic Johnny Lightning vehicle, that's for sure. Everything is there, all the correct badging, the headlights and the taillights are painted in, and we got some sweet real rubber tires. Everything you want to see in a quality casting right there. You don't care for the old Beetles, but you like the new ones? I hear you. Let's check this one out. It's a little bit newer Johnny Lightning, the 2002 model of the Beetle. There it is. Love the wheels on this. Not a fan of the new Beetles myself. I kind of like the older ones, but very cool looking Beetle to add to the collection in a very dark navy blue. Real rubber tires. 2002 Beetle. Alright, now that last one we looked at was a 2002. Here's a 2001, folks. Funny how they do that. There's absolutely no difference in this car and the last car that I showed you, other than one's red, one's blue, and they're claiming a different year on the body style, but hey, it is what it is. Yes, indeed, it's the exact same Beetle we've seen previously in a red with a beautiful camel tan interior. Again, I love the wheels on these. Of course, real rubber tires. Good quality casting with all the details there from Johnny Lightning. Alright, now this is more my speed. It's the 57 Vet Gasser from the Rebel Rods edition. And look, you get some really cool decal tampos in here too with this package. You could put on here or on your other cars. Very cool. Let's get it open and take a look. And there it is. Fantastic. Deep hunter green metallic. Very, very metallic. You can tell in the light there when I bend it. And white variation is the hardtop single racing stripe. That is very cool. I've always liked that look. Real rubber tires, of course, and all the great details of a Johnny Lightning Premium. I also have this car in my collection in the convertible version. Very similar. And this is actually the Johnny Lightning 57 Vet from the movie Grease. It's a movie car. Alright, and the last of those terrible condition packages I picked up super cheap. Another Frightening Lightning from episode 2. It is the Munsters Coach. Some call this the Roach Coach. And it's just another fantastic Munsters Frightening Lightning car. Let's take a look inside. Alright, there it is up close. Fantastic old custom made hot rod for the Munsters TV show, and I have this one in a slightly different variation as well too. Slightly different wheels on this one, and we're missing a decal on the door on my other variation too. So a couple different variations of the Munsters coach. Hey, and there's the Coffin Roadster from my collection if you're a fan of those frightening lightnings. How about that? I think that's Grandpa's coffin. Hey, alright, I gotta get a little bit shorter for you, but let me know in the comments if you agree that everything that I'm getting ready to show you is a supercar. What is a supercar after all anyway? Does it matter what the price is? Does it matter how rare it is? How often you see them? What is it that makes a supercar a supercar? Seems like whoever you ask, you'll get a different opinion on that. These, in my opinion, are supercars. Let me know what you think in the comments. Alright, well, let's go through these carded ones first. Here is the, now this is a vintage one, kind of here. This is the Ferrari F40 blue card. This is an older release. This is a 1999 version. And you may recognize this one as being one of those Ferraris that people were trying to sell on eBay for $1 trillion when Ferraris were not being produced by Hot Wheels because of the rough, rocky negotiations they were having earlier this year. I hope you didn't fall for it and overpay for any of these models. Realistically, I seen this car for sale on eBay for $250 back when all that was going on. I sure hope nobody bought it and paid that kind of money. What a waste. They're back down to reality. You can pick these up for about $5 to $10, even though they are older release, and that is a fantastic supercar in my opinion. This one has the flip up rear end that exposes the engine too. Very, very cool Ferrari F40 classic there. Alright, so it is another Ferrari, and this is the 250. I absolutely hate it. I think it's the worst Ferrari they ever made. Just something about that, where the wheel well, the fender sucks in there and it's open wheel in the front. Just don't care for it at all. It's like the rear of the car is trying to be a Shelby Cobra, and the front end is trying to be a snake. I just don't know what else to say about it, but there it is. It's got to be a supercar because it's a Ferrari, right? Or wrong? Let me know. Alright, and how can we have a supercar featured show without the DMC DeLorean? There it is in the fantastic blue. Of course, we know these were stainless steel cars, all available in the stainless steel silver. Hot Wheels put all kinds of different colors on them, and there it is. DMC DeLorean. Supercar or not? What do you think? It's got the gull-wing doors. And what about the new DeLorean Alphas? Okay. All-electric car, of course. It carries the DeLorean name. There it is, DeLorean Alphas. Is it a supercar? Is it not? I put it in the lineup because it says DeLorean. Let me know in the comments. Alright, next up, it's another variation of that Ferrari I despise. It's that terrible body style, in my opinion. I think I like the yellow on this a little better than the silver, maybe, is what I can say about it. This is a classic Black Walls car, as you can see. A little bit earlier release of the classic Ferrari. Car number 117. Alright, this next one's supercar for sure. McLaren W1. Haven't met a McLaren that I would not consider a supercar yet. I do have a bone to pick with this one too. I have this one in silver too, somewhere I couldn't find it. But I just don't think the quality is there on this main line. Something about the body seems a little bulky back in here. And maybe it's missing some great decals. I don't know. They didn't even paint in the taillights or the headlights. Just kind of like they just let this one get out. It's a shame that they did this to the McLaren. I think they just could have done a lot better job. Alright, would you call the BMW i8 Roadster a supercar? I certainly would. It's up there in price with the supercars, that is no doubt. And, you know, I would kind of put it in the class as the median supercar, kind of like the Audi R8. But there it is, the BMW i8 Roadster. What do you think? I think it's a supercar. Next up, here it is. Okay, this has got to be the mother of all supercars, right? The Bugatti Chiron. Come on. If this isn't a supercar, I've been living in a fool's paradise. I don't know an apple from an orange. This has got to be a supercar. Probably one of the most expensive cars you can buy. Have you ever seen any out on the road? I don't believe I've ever seen one in real life. And this one, a little bit more special to me. It is the first release of this body style. I have it in an extra hard protector. My son bought me that one for a birthday years ago when I was having a hard time finding it. Very special supercar Bugatti Chiron. Next up and last in the packages, I suppose we could argue about this one, okay? It's just a Nissan, but it's pretty fantastic Nissan. I mean, it is the Liberty Walk Super Silhouette Nissan Silvia. I mean, look at the body kit on that. That's crazy. You don't see this Nissan driving around on the streets every day. No, you don't. And this has got to be well over $100,000 car, even though it's not a Lamborghini. I call it a supercar. Alright, now for the rest of the video, gotta get real low for you on this one. For the rest of the video, so that it doesn't take too long, we're getting close to over the 20-minute mark here. I'll go ahead and show you all of my absolute favorite supercars here. Many of them wheel swapped, and I won't talk about them. I'll just show you each and every one of them, put some music on, and we'll get through these real fast in the show. You're going to see some great ones here, so stay tuned to see them all. Also, if you're not subscribed, what are you waiting for? This video has been released a little bit earlier. It's actually Friday night, even though this is the Saturday show. And if you were subscribed, you would know that because you got the notification. So subscribe if you're not subscribed. Give me a thumbs up if you liked the video, and comment on whether you think any of these that I showed were not supercars. Enjoy the rest of the show while I show you my fantastic wheel swap on most of them supercars, and hopefully we'll see you next